The number one problem OnlyFans agencies face is a lack of traffic to their OnlyFans. And many people that use and love our TikFusion software have been asking us for an image repurposing software. They can already repurpose videos, but we didn't have any functionality for repurposing images. That is why we decided to develop TikFusion Pro, an all-in-one repurposing platform that has everything you need to successfully repurpose content. TikFusion Pro is a tool perfect for agencies doing agency-dependent traffic methods. It allows you to expand your outreach using the same piece of content and eliminates the need for constant new content from your model in order to grow. It makes gaining traffic, scaling with the same piece of content, and expanding your outreach easy and simple even if your model is lazy and doesn't provide you with a lot of content to work with. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything TikFusion can do, and more importantly, how it can help you make more money and get more traffic. And before we start, make sure to join our official TikFusion Telegram channel down below to stay tuned for any updates and improvements we decide to make, as we also plan on adding new features such as AI face swap in the future, and perhaps other stuff that you might find valuable or that we think would be good to have in the software. So let's jump straight into it. On the screen, you can see the dashboard of TikFusion Pro, and the software has pretty much everything you need to successfully repurpose content, and I'm going to walk you through each component individually. So let's start with the TikFusion Repurpose bot. So as most of you already know, we've been the leading software for video repurposing for over a year at this point, and TikFusion is being used by the leading OFM agencies in the industry. So for most of you, there is no need to introduce you to our TikFusion Repurpose bot. But for those of you new to the industry, let's cover it. And we tried our very best to make the Repurpose bot look as close to the original as possible. We do provide you with a working preset and instructions on how to use the software, and a full guide on how to change each parameter individually, but in this guide, we turned all of the functions off and set them to 0, as you can see. Now, this has everything you need to repurpose videos and achieve your desired outcome, and we're gonna go through some of the functions here and show you some examples of what you can do. Now, the beauty of this software comes from its ability to make multiple unique copies of the same video by applying changes in bulk, while still maintaining randomization. Now, how do we achieve this? Each function has a minimum and maximum parameter, and upon generating, the software chooses a random number between the two parameters, resulting in a random outcome upon each generated video. And now finally, let's generate some videos. So as mentioned, we turned off all of the functions and set each parameter to 0. And now the best way to showcase the minimum and maximum parameters would be to adapt the speed of the video, as speed is very easily noticeable. And 1 is the default speed, and 2, for example, would be twice as fast. So you head over to speed, turn it on, set minimum to 1 and maximum to 2. And pretty much every parameter can go to decimal numbers such as 1.5, for example, or whatever you prefer. Let's also cut the first 0.5 seconds of the video to 0.65. Again, you can put pretty much any decimal number you want. And we can add a few more parameters like saturation. Let's put 1.1 to 1.4, and brightness, or let's do contrast, actually 1.1 also to 1.4. Just anything you want. This is just a test here. You put your input video and however many copies you want to generate of the video. And they start generating. And the videos are generated very quickly. And let's check the videos. This one is extremely fast, as you can see. This one is a bit slower and has a bit bigger contrast and saturation. And this one is very slow. As you can see, they were randomized, and this is the original video. Now, also, in the software, you have the Modify Presets tab. When you go here, you can save the presets and they will pop up here. You go to Modify Presets, and the current setup you just had is taken there. So if we turn on audio bitrate, it's turned on here too. And if we want to save this current preset, we can name it test, click save preset, go back to our repurposer, and let's set everything all off. And then we go to test, and as you can see, everything that we had is turned on now. Now let's move over to TikFusion Lite. So TikFusion Lite is a simplified version of the TikFusion Repurpose AI software that isn't customizable and is a simple plug-and-play version. And if you're looking to apply additional edits to your videos or just want to have full control over certain parameters, that's when you would use TikFusion Repurpose AI over TikFusion Lite. Now, let's delete these videos that were just generated, and we can simply drag and drop this video into our software. When it's in here, you simply select how many copies you want to generate. Let's say 3 for example, and we just click generate. The videos have now started generating, and when these videos are generated, we're also gonna go ahead and compare each of these videos to each other and see how similar they are in the detector tab. This is gonna tell us how effective the repurposing process was. Let's wait for the videos to generate. They go pretty quickly here. So as you can see, the 3 videos were generated successfully, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the detector tab and compare each video to each other to see how similar they are. So we're gonna see how effective the repurposing changes were, because as you can see by the thumbnails, the videos look identical. Now let's go compare them. I already put them in here. So this is the first original video, and this is the first generated video. They are 48% similar. That means they are over 50% different, and they look the same to the naked eye. Now let's go compare the second video. It's 47% similar, and the third is 48% similar. Now you might be thinking, yes, they're gonna keep being around 48% similar compared to the original video. But watch this now. Now we're gonna compare one generated video to another generated video. Watch this now. They are still 64% similar, so over 35% different. That is how good the TikFusion Lite is. That's how good it is. It can make the generated videos be so different from each other in the eyes of the platform, but the changes are invisible to the naked eye. They look the same when you just watch the video. And let's compare it to the other video. And it's 63% similar. So, very good. Now moving over to the image spoofer. This is the thing we are currently most proud of doing. We already have a very big customer base using TikFusion to repurpose and re-upload their videos. And now with the image spoofer, we finally allow agencies to repurpose and reuse their images. So let's generate some images just to show you how powerful we've made this tool. So simply we drag and drop the images. We're gonna generate just one for now so we can test how similar they are in the detector. And when you provide the software with the images you want to repurpose, it allows you to enable or disable a few things that can help you with the repurposing process. Now, for this test, let's just turn everything off. So I want to show you the raw power of TikFusion without any video filters applied, so no contrast, no saturation, no gamma or anything like that. The images also won't be flipped, as flipping an image or video is of course an easy way to repurpose it, but it obviously only works once, because you can't exactly flip an image multiple times. And we're also gonna disable the blurred border and reduce the file size function, so nothing is turned on. Now, let's generate 5 images, and I just want to show you how powerful we have made this. I am so excited to show you this. So they generate extremely quickly. And now we're going to take a look at how different the generated images are from each other, because that's going to be a great indicator of how successful the repurposing process was. Now, let's get into it. So the detector, you simply select the original image and the generated image. Watch this now. They are 38% similar, over 60% different. Let's check the other image. 34%, 32%, 36%, and 37%. Now you might be thinking, okay, each of these images is extremely similar and just different to the original, but let's now compare each generated image against each other to show you that's not the case. So let's put in this generated image against this generated image. They are again over 60% different. Let's test another one. They're again over 60% different, and another one again over 40. Now imagine what you can do, because these changes were only with the core changes the software applies. Imagine how much more unique you can make the images by actually utilizing like flipping every second image, applying the video filters and the blurred border. Very good stuff. Now let's move over to the converter. It pretty much explains itself, so I'm not going to expand on it too much, like you can convert videos and images, but what I will talk about is the GIF converter. We have created a very good and high quality GIF converter. You probably know that when you convert videos to a GIF, they look pixelated and low quality. That's exactly why we created this. So I'm now gonna go ahead and explain and show you how does the GIF converting process look and how good our GIFs actually are compared to a normal GIF converter. Now, we simply put the video into the GIF converter and we have two parameters to change, the frame rate and the scale. The frame rate is self-explanatory, how many frames per second, and the scale simply sets the width of the video. And of course, it changes the height according to the width. So, the width for this video is 576 pixels. You can make it 360, you can make it 1000, but remember, GIF files can often be large in size, so you usually don't want to make them too large because they're gonna be over like 50 megabytes. So for this instance, let's do 576 scale pixels and 30 frame rate and generate. Now it's gonna take a while to generate, and this is the normal GIF converter that I found online. I simply converted the video and now we're gonna compare them to each other. So the GIF is generated. This is the online GIF converter. Take a look. You see how everything looks pixelated, very bad. Now look at this. This is the TikFusion GIF converter. Look at this. It looks identical to the video. There is no weird pixelation going on. Let's compare it again. Look at it. It's so weird. And here, it looks good everywhere. Of course, the video isn't fully HD, so it can't look perfect, but it is very, very good. Now that I showed you the GIF converter, we have the detector or the video and image similarity checker. Of course, I already showed you how it works. We already compared both videos and images and showed you how similar they are. And I just want to mention, this is one of the most powerful tools the software provides you. It's the ability to check the similarity of your repurposed content. And it works by comparing two files against each other, and it determines their similarity by percentage. So of course, it's useful for determining how effective the repurposing process was for a batch of content. And lastly, we have the file reducer. So the file reducer works on images and it simply compresses the file size of the image being provided. And it is very useful as some websites don't allow you to upload images over a certain file size. That's why you can utilize our file reducer and make your images eligible for uploading. So let's see it in action. This image is 2.16 megabytes large. We can simply drag it into the software, we process it, and let's take a look how large the file is now. It is 143 kilobytes. It still looks identical, it doesn't lose any image quality, and it simply compresses the file. And that is pretty much all. So all in all, TikFusion Pro is a tool perfect for agencies doing agency-dependent traffic methods and looking to scale their outreach with the same piece of content. So if you're interested in expanding your outreach and want to start effortlessly repurposing content, buy TikFusion and start growing.